and welcome back to OpsKit. If you're anything like me, the one thing that you do rely on is very accurate timekeeping. Right, now I've had a multitude of watches in the past. Right, I've learned over the years that the one that suits me is something that obviously is very accurate, and also something that is tritium illuminated, right, and not the conventional luminescent paint that's used on a lot of wristwatches now, which unfortunately relies on charging from the daylight. Right, now if you're not sure about tritium watches, if you've never owned one before, right, just a simple thing to bear in mind: with the tritium illumination on a watch, it is self-powering. Right, you don't need to charge it with a light source before it will glow. Right, now once you've actually owned them, I'm sure if you're anything like me, right, you won't want to turn back. This is the Hawk. It's made by a company called Nite. Right, I've had this watch now for about 3 or 4 months thereabouts. Worn it all the time. Right, I mean, in all honesty, this is the first time I've really taken it off to actually make this review. Right, any of you that have seen my reviews in the past, right, you will know that I don't just take things out of a box and film them. Right, I use them, sometimes abuse them, and then put the review together. Right, now when it comes down to it, I mean, you've seen enough of me waffling. I'm sure what you're really interested in is this. Right, this wristwatch has not been available for that long. I think maybe about 6 months-ish thereabouts. Right, so very new to the retail market. Nite are a company that supplied direct, so there's none of this middleman involved. If you're looking for one of these, you've got to go direct to Nite. If you're anything like me, you will have a hunt around trying to find one elsewhere, and you find that you can't do it. Right, so I'm not connected with Nite in any way. I'm just trying to save you people a bit of time here. Right, the watch itself, the case is made out of a carbon fibre reinforced polycarbonate. Makes for a very light watch. I mean, this watch, believe it or not, bearing in mind the size of it, right, you're talking the width of the watch case here is 53 millimeters. Right, the actual case diameter 51, the dial diameter is 33 millimeters, right, and it's 13 millimeters deep. Right, and this together with the strap, believe it or not, and I've actually checked this and it's true, it weighs just short of 64 grams. Right, now I find that quite staggering because it's a relatively large watch. I prefer a bigger watch than a smaller one, and at the end of the day, all of this coupled with such a light weight is just quite mind-blowing. Right, you don't realise how light this is until you actually get it on your wrist and start wearing it. Right, the crystal, right, is a K1 mineral, right, and it's triple anti-reflective coated. Now believe me, that anti-reflective coating works, right. It's quite astonishing to actually sit and compare it to other watches that I've got, ones that I've reviewed. Right, it does make a difference. Right, you've got a unidirectional bezel, right, which is nice and stiff. I don't like a bezel to be too slack. It allows it to be knocked very easily. You'll find that with the bezel on this, it's very accurate as well. Right, you've got 60 clicks there, which gives you the 60 minutes right throughout the hour. The tritium illumination, right, if we can just look at this, I'm just going to use this as a pointer. Right, you notice that you've got the 12 hours of the clock face, or the watch face I should say, right, is picked out in tritium illumination. The 12, 3, 6 and 9 have got double lights there. Right, and on the 0 or 60 pointer on the bezel, there's also a tiny little tritium file in there. Right, now believe it or not, this really does work very well. I mean, at night you'll be quite astonished how bright this is. I'm not going to try and demonstrate to you in this review how bright that illumination is. What I would suggest is right at the end of this you will find Nite's website. If you go to the website and actually find this wristwatch on there, which is quite easy to do, right, if you hover your mouse pointer over the watch, it changes from day to night view. Now you just have a look at it, right, and tell me that it's not bright enough, because believe me, you're going to be shocked when you see this. It's got a date on there, right. Unfortunately it's just about to be hidden, right. The date is between the, let me just look at that, the 4 and the 5 marker down here. It's nice and big, it's clear. It needs to be with my eyes, I'm getting a bit old now. The other tritium illumination you've got is on the end of the second hand, if you can just see that. Pop him round there. There you go, and that again glows quite brightly at night. Right, accuracy, well, now there's the thing. To me, a wristwatch has got to be accurate. I cannot bear, right, inaccurate wristwatches. This, in the months that I've owned it, I actually have an atomic clock at home. I'm a bit of a geek when it comes down to time. To me, if you're going to set a wristwatch or a clock, it might as well be right and not near enough. This has been pin sharp, right. It's not lost or gained, right, in the months, and I'm sure that this is down to the selection of the movement. It's a Swiss Ronda 505. I've had another watch with that movement in it, right, and it's proved to be absolutely spot on, right. Very, very impressed. For use as a dive watch, very, very good, right. It's waterproof, water resistant to 20 atmospheres, 200 meters, right. The crown, right, has got a triple O-ring in there. It's not a screw down, but it's a triple O-ring, which gives its water resistancy. Battery life, 45 months, right, give or take a day or two, right, but again, right, lasts a nice long time. The strap on this, right, it's a 24mm strap, right. It's a silicone. It feels nice, it's soft, it does up well, right. The buckle on the end is picked out in black. It's got a nice little Nite logo on there, right. I'm not sure if that's a PVD coated buckle. It certainly feels like it, but it's scratch resistant. I mean, there's not a mark on this. I've been wearing this, like I say, every day for 3 or 4 months, right. So you know, I mean, it's held up really, really well, right. The same as the scratch resistancy of the crystal. Now you're probably not going to be able to see this in this video. There isn't a mark on that, right, and like I say, I wear this all the time, right, so there's no ifs or buts about it. If you're concerned, wrong word, interested, right, as I'm sure most of us will be, you get a 2-year international warranty with it, right, which is brilliant, right. If you're thinking of buying this for a present for someone, I think the packaging comes in, let me just zoom out a little bit here, right. I think the packaging is worth mentioning because it is so good, right. You've got the Nite logo on the top there, right. It's got a press stud fastening. It comes attached to a nice soft cushion, right, but beautifully packaged, right. It really is good, right. Like I say, if you're thinking of buying it for a present for someone, you haven't got to worry about it turning up in a bubble wrap jiffy bag, right, and that's the end of it. It's not. It's going to come in one of these boxes, which is great for storing it in as well, right. I mean, I don't always wear this watch, right, but like I say, you know, there's times when I would take it off, but at the end of the day, right, it's nice to know you've got a decent box to put it in. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to contact me, right. If I can answer the questions for you, then I most certainly will. If not, I'm sure I will be able to find the answers for you somewhere, right. Even if I need to email Nite direct and ask them, but I say, please feel free to ask away if there's anything that you want to know, right. No doubt I've missed something, but please do me a little favour, jump onto Nite's website and just have a look at how bright this is. I think you're going to be surprised. Thanks for watching. Like I say, any questions, please fire away, right, and I will get you the answers as soon as I can. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.